Have you seen this? A chiseled man running around the jungle in a purple leotard?
Welcome to Have You Seen This?
The world's only podcast about obscure, overlooked, and misbegotten media.
All discussions will be spoiler heavy.
You have been warned.
This show would not be possible without the support of our patrons. If you would like to support our show, join us at patreon.com/haveyouseenthis. For just $5 a month, get access to our Discord and all 3 episodes every month covering movies you've never heard of, or maybe wish you hadn't.
Well, have you?
That's it. That's what it says on the tin.
Yeah, this is, of course, the Grimace the Motion Picture.
Yes, and I loved when they came out with that Phantom-flavored shake.
Oh, did they?
No.
Oh.
I was thinking of the Grimace shake. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Ew, Billy Zane flavor. Ugh.
I mean, it's like starfruit or whatever that purple potato is that they eat in Asia.
Taro?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think Billy Zane is taro flavored?
Maybe I'll ask him.
I don't know. Billy Zane.
Yeah, come on the show. Where are you going with this?
I don't know. We could probably, we did see him at Monsterpalooza tabling.
Yes.
We could probably pitch him on coming on the show.
Maybe.
And then we'll just talk about Titanic, because that's what we do. We talk about films that were successful worldwide.
I'm sure he would love to talk about Titanic. No one's ever asked him about it before.
Unlike this film, which came out and did not do well. Thus,
yes, a vaporous specter of a film, a phantom, if you will.
Yeah, thus scuttling a planned trilogy.
Oof, that's rough.
Yeah, I guess this was before, I don't know, it felt like superheroes were a tough sell a lot of the time.
They were, yeah.
Apart from things like Tim Burton's Batman, that sort of thing. Lightning in a bottle.
Right, yeah, there wasn't an audience for this sort of movie, and then eventually Iron Man came along, 20 years later, and, now we got something.
Yeah, and then another 20 years passed, and people were like, please stop. Or maybe that was just me.
Has it only been 20 years? It feels longer.
Yeah. Does the Phantom count as a superhero?
Yes, he's a Golden Age comic book hero.
Oh, yeah. I guess because this is pulp, but also super heroic.
It does kind of exist in that comic book kind of prehistory before all the Bat and Superman kind of ossified things, and we fell into our routine. This is more, in the sort of pulp period of comics. I think he had more of Milton Caniff, Terry and the Pirates sort of adventure stories.
Yeah, a little creaky, but still solid. And I think if you think about the blockbusters that were coming out at the time, because this was intended to be like a tentpole sort of a film, the stuff that was coming out was Independence Day, alien movies, disaster movies.
Yeah.
I guess movies that really cranked it to 11 in terms of peril to the planet. And I don't know, maybe this story was too small for most people. There was a world imperiling threat, but it's not quite the same as a volcano or a meteorite.
Yeah, we aren't seeing the coast as toast.
I do notice from the poster art that they had a really terrible tagline, which says "Slam Evil."
Yeah, I've been trying to figure out why the movie tanked. Maybe just audiences weren't open to it at the time. But if I had to point to a couple things directly, I would start with the movie poster.
Yeah.
It is a terrible poster. It is direct to DVD bad. Yeah. It
doesn't inspire confidence when you see it.
Right, yeah. It's a sort of movie poster. I don't know if you remember the cover of the Basic Ass Fight Club DVD.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Photoshop to hell and back. It's that level of bad.
And this was what? Photoshop 5?
Look, the best tool's in poor hands. You're going to get the same result.
Yeah, this really does look like I mean, this is something that you look at and you're like, did Corman direct this?
Yeah, yeah. For all the like style and exotic, accoutrements in this movie, we have a poster that's like, should I take like my little kids to see this bubblegum movie? Like, why? What is the Phantom?
That's a lot of purple.
It is. It's a distracting amount of purple. I haven't seen that much purple since I watched Speed Racer.
Which you couldn't identify because you were seeing so many other colors at the same time.
Right, yeah.
The rods and cones in your eyes were just like scrambled.
Yeah,
Listen to our Speed Racer episode.
My visual cortex went into a kind of a fugue state.
Yeah. But, this one isn't bad. It's entertaining.
That's the thing that's even more infuriating about it. Because, yeah, like you say, it might have been a victim of just maybe the source material being too small, because like I was saying, this exists in that kind of, pulp story, comic story, transitory period where, anyone who's, read scholarly work on superheroes is like, well, they get basically their aesthetics from circus strongmen.
Yeah.
It is like, yeah, Superman is like, oh, he wears like his underwear on the outside and he can bend bars. So the Phantom, being one of the, early precursors, is like, does he is he invincible? Can he fly or anything? It's like, no, he rides a horse and he has a gun. and maybe that's just a tough sell when, you have aliens blowing up the White House in, the next theater over.
Yeah, and in this you have Treat Williams, rest in peace, is the main villain, performing with gusto.
Oh, absolutely.
Doing quite well as an evil industrialist.
Yeah, he's chewing scenery on a level of the Mayflowers in Hudson Hawk, which I support.
And it might be that this villain was just a little too colorless for people. I mean, he's not like Jack Nicholson's Joker. He's not an alien spaceship blowing up the White House. Well, it's just a good, solid pulp adventure movie kind of a performance.
I would not call his performance colorless, although he is...
Well, too colorless for audiences, I guess I should say, because I don't have a problem with anything Treat Williams does in this movie.
No, yeah, but I mean, same. But I mean, like, I wouldn't call his performance colorless, not just because he is one of the whitest men that you'll find in central casting. Like him and James Remar.
Ooh, I love James Remar.
Yeah, they are character actors for when you need a white guy.
A sinister white guy.
Yeah, and they're both great. And I know that you say, maybe Treat Williams is, his character is colorless as what's it, Xander Drax? Already, that's a great evil name.
Well, the way I mean it is like for audiences, like 1996 audiences with the like giant size Independence Day popcorn bucket.
Okay.
They're like, I don't know, I saw the Phantom and it was like, it was whatever.
Like the bad guy was just like a guy.
He was just like a guy in a suit and he like yelled a lot.
Which is tragic because he's doing quipping before it became toxic.
Right.
Before we just had like a gut full of quipping just wall to wall in every fucking movie.
Yeah, like before the Whedonization of adventure films and action films.
Yeah, because in the context of the movie, it makes sense just in a great pulp framing device, because think of, pulp tropes. We've got an evil businessman, we've got shady Asians, which a product of the time. We've got we've got the mob, we've got all these things together, but I think it's funny when there's a scene of Xander Drax, when he's in his boardroom with all of his goons, and his goons are like just a rogues gallery, as is kind of the thing from Golden Age comics, where it's like, does it make any sense that like the pirate and the mob are working with the industrialists? We're like, they're evil, of course they hang out together. Like, all right.
Well, hey, I mean, if Kennedy could get elected by the mob,
right,
why can't this guy ally with the Capo dei Tutti?
Yeah, strange bedfellows. But yeah, so he's explaining his plan of collecting these skulls to basically plunge the world into darkness because he's rich and he's bored, and that's pretty much all the excuse you need sometimes.
Gotta catch them all and then end the world.
Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, you can get 2 extra episodes every month, plus access to our growing catalog of reviews for just $5 a month by going to patreon.com and searching for Have You Seen This?